When you need a mortgage, don't stress at all. Just tune right in and give these guys.
Good morning, YouTube. Today is Friday, November 7th, and we have a special guest, or Anthony got a haircut. I don't know which one, guys.
Anthony got a wig. That's not a haircut. I mean, that would be if Christine got a haircut, she'd be Anthony.
That's true.
Hi, guys. Hi. Thank you for having me.
Great to have you. Yeah, we want to feature you a little bit here and we've been hammering the listing side so much and talking about listing agents, what we're seeing in the marketplace. We thought it'd be great to actually have a listing agent on here to kind of see their perspective and what we're feeling out there. So, I mean, as the market has been changing here over the last few months, we've been noticing a little bit more days on market. We brought it up last show a little bit, but we've been seeing that. We've seen a little bit of change in lending as well with some of the different loan programs, Seller's Assist being utilized, just a little bit different than the COVID years. I'd say almost kind of heading back to 2018, 2019 in this industry. So we want to see kind of your perspective, what you're seeing, because we know you're listing heavy currently, but what are you seeing with some of those listings out there?
Well, a lot of the listings that we're getting, as you would think, if they're really primed and ready to go and staged and very well maintained, they still will sell pretty quickly and with multiple offers. And if you price them right. If you have a listing that, still has maybe too many contents and the cosmetics are a little tired looking, they're going to sit. But I think still it is a more of a seller's market, but it is slowly creeping back into being a little bit where, we are starting to see some home sale contingencies. Not a whole lot, but I did just list a house last week. I got 3 offers. And
so yeah, they go either way. I mean, and that's kind of what we see too. What we're seeing as loan officers, we're in a bigger area than not necessarily you cover a giant area, but like we're covering, north, south, east, west, all over the city. Right. And we're seeing, different pockets are a little bit hotter than others. There's some school districts and areas that are sitting a little bit longer. And then we have ones popping off, great streets. And what you said in there, I think is, almost the key. The houses that are priced right are moving with multiple offers. And that's kind of what we're seeing is that pricing. How are you pricing the houses? There could be multiple ways to price a house, but ultimately what that price goes for is the market price. So it's very important to keep that, make sure your range of where that buyer is going to fit in. So I think that's very important.
I kind of price it a couple different ways. You do your market analysis in the beginning before you get ready to meet with the client. And then if they're not listing for another couple weeks, then you pull the comps at that time as well, because you want to price yourself competitively with what maybe has just newly appeared on the market.
Gotcha. Like a new home or something, like a new, in the last week, a new house came up or something. It might be a little higher. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah, it's a little bit, there's some moving parts to it. Like in the beginning, when you price out a house, there might be like, 15 houses in that price range. And then if they don't list for 3 weeks later, there might be like 20 or 30. So you have to kind of, adjust your price accordingly. Yeah, for that. But as well, what I'm seeing a lot is, and I kind of wanted to go into this with you guys. I have about 3 couples I'm sitting on that are the buy and sell scenario. So they want to find their dream home, but they want to get the maximum for their old home. So,
yeah, and we've been seeing
how
that
do you guys handle situations like that?
Yeah, I'll go first, Rye. I've been seeing it a lot actually on my end. About half of I'd say 40% of my deals right now are home sale contingencies. And I've actually closed a few last month. And I'm starting to see that. And again, it's not every area. If the house has multiple offers, they're highly unlikely to take the home sale contingency offer. But I have in Beaver, I've closed 2 just over the last 2 weeks of home sale contingencies. So there are different pockets around that I am seeing that done. It's very important to note on the home sale contingency that we will make the mortgage and do those things, but I'm trying to hold off on ordering the appraisal walk and those different aspects of their new loan until their house sells as well. Because, you know, if an offers get, or if a seller's taking a home sale contingency offer, that house might have been sitting for a little while. So that could also happen to the person.
Right.
So you worry about that little time frame. And I think the days on market are going up a little bit here over the last couple months, which is ultimately leading to more home sale contingencies being accepted, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's with the market too. Again, during the COVID years, you were having buyers cut off their arms to get into these homes, right? They were willing to do anything. They'd waive every contingency. They'd go over asking. They just wanted to get the low interest rate and get into a home. Was that good for buyers? I mean, technically, buyers were waiving a lot of things. They were going over appraised values. Yes, they were getting low interest rates, but sellers were winning in that market. The sellers were getting everything. Now, where it is starting to even out, buyers are, I think, less willing to give up everything and say, okay, maybe I don't want to hold the two mortgages. Let me just buy and sell at the same time, because it's a lot. Everyone wants to buy or then sell until you say, okay, but you understand you have to pay both those mortgages for that time frame. And that's a lot. That's a lot for a normal average Joe out there. And again, if there's no other offers, Christine, if the house has been sitting, why not accept a contingency? Like, it's not the end of the world to buy and sell at the same time.
And you can always work in some tight time frames into the contract, so you're not going to keep your house off the market forever waiting for your buyer's house to sell.
And on your side of things, when it comes to a listing agent taking an offer that maybe is a little bit more unique, maybe it has a home sale contingency, maybe it has seller assistance, maybe it's asking for something a little bit more unique, or a down payment assistance program, does it affect you on who the lender is, or does it affect your sellers on if they're going to accept an offer, or maybe you had a bad experience, or the seller had a bad experience, or they're not local? Does that go? Because to be honest, we write the pre-approval letter. We don't ever get to see your side of things of when you're getting in the nitty gritty with that listing. So
well, first of all, we do like a pre-approval letter over a pre-qualified. I do like local brick and mortar lending institutions versus someone that's going to try and do like Wells Fargo from Minnesota. It's different states, different time frame. But mostly it's not a do or die depending on most of the lenders are pretty good. I did recently have a lender call me too, to speak on their buyer's behalf, because they knew it was multiple offers. So that's kind of helpful. And, they will call and speak on their buyer's behalf and just let us know their strength, how strong they are financially, and that they'd be a good person to go with. So, I think you guys are.
It's going to come down to dollars and cents, right? It's going to come down to that final net to the seller, not even what the asking price is, because it's the asking price plus, are they asking for seller to pay commission? Is there going to be seller assistance? It's that final net, which I think that's where a lot of new home buyers kind of just get confused with it all. Like, if you need to offer a little bit more to cover those things, as long as we don't have an appraisal issue, it makes sense to do that. And that's where everyone wants to put, like, I want to put the lowest price. But it's a negotiation now, and that's what we want to get back to.
Yeah, and we've a couple more adding parts have been added with the buyer agency commission. So sometimes the buyer might want seller assistance, but then they also want assistance for their buyer agency commission. So I will see sometimes the offers go over asking to help, work some of that in. But then you worry about appraisal, and then is the bank going to allow 4, 5, 6% seller assist? So that's, yeah, this whole like buyer agency thing has kind of added another dimension to offers for sure.
And that's what we're trying to stress too, is not only is the market changing, but there has been a whole real estate change that
Yeah.
if you're not working with the right real estate agent like Christine, it could cost you thousands, like literally thousands, because she
Yeah.
is the expert.
Yeah.
Christine knows the market. Christine knows the contract. And if you're not picking your agent correctly, I mean, Tom, we see it all the time.
Yeah.
It's going to cost you dollars and cents.
I see it
Right.
constantly.
And also, I mean,
go ahead, Christine. I'm sorry.
well, I was going to say I've had some buyer agents that want to try and change lenders in the middle of the transaction. And we're like, no, like it's education to the buyer up front. And then maybe what you guys could do to help is always let your buyer know the max assistance that they're allowed to work into their transaction.
Yeah.
You know, that
seller's assistance is so important. And we've been trying to, stress upon that. We have, apps for that to help you guys. The Agent One app is great. We have all the marketing materials in there giving the seller's assist.
I love that app.
The app's great. Yeah. It has all those calculators, everything you need for that. So it is so important, for us as you as an agent and us as loan officers to work together to know what is going to be the best offer. I know Anthony, he's not here. God bless. He's not feeling well today, but he is always talking about that pre-offer huddle, and you got to make it affordable for the client. And that's ultimately the end goal, what we're trying to do.
Absolutely. Because when it comes down to it, there's two sides of it. What's the strongest offer for real estate? What's best financially for the buyer? Sometimes that's not the same. Sometimes you have to meet in the middle, but it's all about making sure the client understands why or what they're doing. And if you're not working with a good real estate agent like Christine, if you're not working with a good loan officer like us, you're going to it's all about the team. If you don't have the team working for you, you're going to lose out. So I don't think anyone can do anything by themselves in this business. You need to have a good team working to get you to closing. And when you do, it's like, wow, this process was great. This process was easy. I can't believe everyone talks about buying a house or selling a house is tough. So, I mean, it's all about that transparency and being smooth. And everything you're saying is great right now, Christine.
I was actually I was in Real Producers Magazine a little while back. And if you saw that, teamwork was one of my an emphasis in my article. Because I do feel like there has to be good communication with the listing agent, the buyer agent, and the loan officers and title as well. And, to get you to close quickly, smoothly. And another thing I thought of telling you guys, I love it when it comes to a closing and my buyer is like, oh, Janine this, Janine that. Janine. And I'm like, who's Janine? She's like, oh, that's my processor. So like when your processing department communicates with our buyers directly, it's just, you don't need me as a middleman. It slows us down and it just makes our buyer feel like that they're getting such great service.
Cool. That's great to have. I'm going to let our processors know that on our end.
At least for me, I'm happy when the processors just cut to the chase and go right to the buyer. And, when we work with the same lending institution over and over, I do get to know, the processors' names. And that's really helps us out a lot.
Yeah. Hey, relationships are important in life, whether it's in personal, business, mortgages, real estate, it is a relationship business. So again, I appreciate you coming on today, Christine. This was very eye-opening because we don't get to hear from
Panda. Is that Panda? Where's Panda?
That's my dog.
Oh, that's Christine.
Another dog lover. That's awesome because we all got dogs.
From home.
Absolutely. That's no problem at all.
One thing I wanted to tell you too, overall, what we're seeing in the business is we've had a lot of buyers that are moving because they have to move. But now we're seeing buyers that are moving now because they want to, because I think for a long while, they were waiting for those rates to go back to the 3%. And I think they're finally realizing Sorry, that's
Yeah.
not going to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't
Unfortunately,
realize they were paying.
we wish.
Yeah, right. I mean, I remind them, well, you were also paying 50 to 100,000 too much for the house.
That's
So,
so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. So buyers are starting to get back out there.
That's great to hear. We love to hear that heading into this Christmas season.
Yes.
It's unfortunate. I think we got a little chill in our air up here in the Berg.
I know.
Rolled in last night, and I don't know if we're going to get warm again. So
Yeah.
let's bundle up. Let's all get our Christmas trees up this weekend.
Yeah.
And,
I already have one up.
Oh, perfect. You should have got it in the background. Holiday spirit.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, everyone have a great weekend. Christine, again, thank you for stopping in, and call Christine if you need to sell your house.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Have a
Have a
great
great
day.
one.
Later.
Okay, bye.
Tom Ryan